The dumbest member of Congress is AOC, and I'm going to prove to you with her latest stunt. She's advising President Biden to overrule the Supreme Court. Hint, he can't. Speaking of idiots, this is maybe the dumbest person to ever set foot in the United States Congress.
Yep.
By way of background, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez used to work at Hot Dog on a Stick, you know, where they take a hot dog on a popsicle stick, they stick it in batter, they swirl it around, and they sell it for a couple dollars.
Maybe that's what she think that microphone is.
Yeah, she got fired from that, and then later she became a part-time TikTok dancer while she was a evening bartender in New York. Tried out for an audition to run for Congress because her brother put together her video, and she got selected in a very Democrat district, and now she's in Congress. Her latest great idea is, because she's such a constitutional scholar based on her education at Hot Dog on a Stick, that she says the Biden administration should ignore the Supreme Court because the Supreme Court needs to be impeached because they said that certain abortion pill drugs, specifically mifepristone, I don't know how you say it, mifepristone, which causes a spontaneous abortion in pregnant women, the Supreme Court said on a state-by-state basis, it can't be a federal, it can be a state dispensary. She said that the judges that voted for that ruling are corrupt, meaning they're taking payoffs. They are systemically, judicially overreaching, and they're abusing their powers, and the court must be stopped. So her recommendation is Biden must ignore the Supreme Court and do whatever he wants. And she's been on all kinds of talk shows promoting it. So I don't know who to get more upset with. The networks that put her on the air to promote her completely absurd misunderstandings about the balance of power between the judicial, the legislative, and the executive branch, or the fact that they just like being inflammatory and supporting idiotic statements like what she talked about. So she's going to decide who should be overruled and who should be kicked off the courts. One of the people she hates is Clarence Thomas, who she said should be removed and impeached on an emergency basis. She said, we need an emergency impeachment. I don't know what that means. I'm sure she doesn't know what it means. Will Johnson, why do people still listen to AOC?
Because they're missing the same amount of brain cells, if not more. I mean, that's the only explanation. They're not thinking this through. And she's a total idiot. Again, like I mentioned before, there's a certain set of rules and laws for conservatives, Republicans, Jewish people, and Christians. There's a certain set of rules for those that love America. And those that hate America, want to burn the flag, want to attack Trump supporters, want to attack the Constitution, the rules don't apply to them. And that's what it is here. So we don't have to follow the law because it's not giving us what we want. It sounds like a bunch of tyrants, totalitarian. That's exactly what it is. Oh, you're not gonna give us what we want? We'll just do it anyways.
Wait a minute, stop. That's what she said.
Yes.
Almost word for word.
Yes.
That Biden, because he's president, should be able to do whatever he wants, because she says that the court, now these are people with like 50 years in judicial training versus her hot dog on a stick failure or her TikTok dancing or her part-time bartender. Those are her jobs before she got to Congress.
Right.
She's dumber than your shoe. And she says things
with something on the bottom of it.
Exactly. And she says things on national networks. She didn't just sit in her basement like she used to, with TikTok in her closet and start crying. She was on the national news saying this. She was on CNN.
Yeah.
The president of the United States needs to ignore the court, because the court is out of control, and they all need to be impeached, especially Clarence Thomas, on an emergency impeachment.
Oh
I
yeah.
don't know if that's like a drive-up window, or she just decides, and the sheriff just hauls him off the
Yeah.
bench.
Now, yeah, there's the emergency impeachment for Clarence Thomas is because they're saying that he took some kickbacks from some of the Republicans when he's come out with a statement saying that, those kickbacks were perfectly fine. They were not, for anything like out of the ordinary that he shouldn't be able to receive. But AOC did take kickbacks. She, remember, we even talked about it, Barry, that dress that she had on taxed her rich, and she was at a party where the plates were, I forget, it was like $25,000 a plate or something like that.
Oh
She
yeah.
receiving these gifts, and this makes you a total hypocrite. She's a total hypocrite. She talked about him, but they don't want to talk about what she did, and they just sweep that under the rug.
Oh, you're 100% correct, and that investigation went away.
Yeah.
And then her hiring her brother as his campaign consultant, and he got hundreds of thousands of dollars. And oh, by the way, I didn't even tell you this. There's an exploratory committee that is working with her to run for the United States Senate against Senator Gillibrand in New York, because Gillibrand, who's sort of a moderate Democrat, is not radical enough. So AOC is going to run to the left of her and hopefully make it to the Senate in her mind, which would be for the New York constituency a total. Because on a local basis, she's the one that killed a bazillion jobs of Amazon. She drove Amazon out of Brooklyn.
Sure did.
Sure
did. And they still voted her in after that.
Yeah, we don't want those jobs. And they voted her in again.
Yes.
They deserve everything they're getting. They truly do.
Even the crime. I hate to say that. Because they voted for these people that's not preventing the crime. They're actually encouraging the criminals.